Today is Tuesday in the 5th week of the Ordinary Time, and I've selected our first reading for the day, a reading from the book of Genesis. God said, "Let the waters teem with abundance of living creatures, and on the earth let birds fly beneath the dome." And so it happened. God created the great sea monsters and all kinds of swimming creatures with which the water teems, and all kinds of winged birds. God saw how good it was, and God blessed them, saying, "Be fertile, multiply, and fill the waters of the sea, and let the birds multiply on the earth." Evening came and morning came, the 5th day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth all kinds of living creatures, cattle, creeping things, and wild animals of all kinds." And so it happened. God made all kinds of wild animals, all kinds of cattle, and all kinds of creeping things on the earth. God saw how good it was. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and the cattle, and over all the wild animals, and all the creatures that crawl on the ground." God created man in his image. In the divine image he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them, saying, "Be fertile and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and all the living creatures that move on the earth." God also said, "See, I give you every seed-bearing plant all over the earth, and every tree that has seed-bearing fruit on it to be your food. And to all the animals of the land, all the birds of the air, and all the living creatures that crawl on the ground, I give all the green plants for food." And so it happened. God looked at everything he had made, and he found it very good. Evening came and morning followed, the 6th day. Thus the heavens and the earth and all their array were completed. Since on the 7th day God was finished with the work he had been doing, he rested on the 7th day from all the works he had undertaken. So God blessed the 7th day and made it holy. Because of it, he rested from all the work he had done in creation. Such is the story of the heavens and the earth at their creation. The words of the Lord. In reading a piece of scripture, one of the ways that we are encouraged to approach it is to find those passages that evoke an emotion within us, things that reoccur, passages that strike us. And for me, what has struck me most is the fact that after each of the days of creation, God takes a look at what he has done and declares he saw that it was very, very good. I think it's very important for all of us to recognize that as we look about at everything that is created, we need to be able to recognize God's fingerprint in all that we see around us. Then again, we hear the passage where it declares that God made us in his image and likeness. He created us in the divine image. For many interpreters, they focus on the human being's difference from other animals in our ability to reason, our ability to use language, the fact that we have a will. But I think the church fathers are more accurate in recognizing what makes us most like God, what most imprints us with that nature of God is our ability to love. It's in our compassion and our ability to experience compassion for others that we become most like God. And it is for this reason that we need to respect every human being, because we are indeed in the image and likeness of God. And finally, I don't know whether you noticed it, but when God created the world, everyone was a vegetarian, both animals and human beings. It wasn't until after Noah that God finally allowed human beings to eat meat. But let that pass for another homily. For today, let us close here.